This is the all-new Nissan Almera, and it's completely unrecognizable from before. It comes with a handsome new exterior, much more tech, and even a turbo engine.
Thanks, bro. But over the years, the Almera has been given a very unfortunate label. But for good reason. It was affordable, it was spacious, but more importantly, it was a good, basic A to B kind of car. But now, all that has changed, and we'll start with this. And it's the way the car feels while it's on the move. Whether you're behind the wheel or you're the passenger, the car just feels firmer, more planted to the ground than before. Now it may not be obvious to you, but the car is actually lower with a longer wheelbase. They've also improved some of the suspension components, and so far this has had quite a profound effect on the car's stability. For starters, there's less body roll when you're going through the turns, and when you're on highways, even at higher speeds, the car just feels much more composed than before. The car feels more nimble as well. My guess is partly down to the smaller, lighter engine in the front, making the car feel more balanced overall. It's really nice to see how far they've come with this new Almera. They've also improved the cabin insulation by leaps and bounds. They've used thicker glass for the front windows and applied more insulation on the A-pillars. In urban areas, low-speed driving, 10 out of 10 people whom I've given this car to test drive all came back with the same reaction. Wow, very quiet, huh? The steering feels much more effortless than before, and so is the power delivery. You get a nice round 100 horsepower and 152 Newton meters to play with. So you get less horsepower because it's a 1-litre engine now, but more torque because it's turbocharged. Considering it's only a 1-litre engine, I think performance is more than adequate. And it's effortless as well, especially at high speeds between 100 to 140 kilometers an hour. As for top speed, well, it wasn't specified on any of Nissan's materials, not even on their official site. So let's find out, shall we? $120 easily, 130, 140, 150, 160. Yep, it starts losing its breath at 160 onwards, so I think that's a fair enough evaluation. I don't think it's safe to go any faster than that. Very impressive actually if you think about it. It's only a 1-litre engine. The CVT gearbox feels very smooth, but no pedal shifters. Personally, I don't mind it. I just think it's quite a shame because the car is actually quite fun to drive now. And it's also because of these seats, which Nissan actually labels as bucket seats. They're just so much more supportive than before. There are, however, some buts. When you're at a standstill with the engine running, there is some noticeable vibration that can be felt through the steering. Because of the car's newfound stability and composure, when you're driving through not so nice road conditions, you tend to feel a little more of the road. Actually, you tend to hear more than you feel. You know, when you're going through those interlocking brakes, you get that there, like that. You hear that dung dung, a bit more obvious than usual. But if you can look past all that, the new Almera really is quite something. What a surprise! And then of course, by far the biggest surprise of all is how it looks. It's sportier in the front and much sleeker at the back. With its new good looks, Nissan is even offering the same monarch orange color that they use on the Nissan GT-R. And it has not lost any of the practicality that you used to get in the previous model. You still get good visibility out of the car, and in this high-spec model, automatic LED headlamps, lots of space inside, and a large 480-litre boot. But more importantly, it's this. Underneath here are sensors for the car's safety systems, which includes forward collision warning and, more importantly, autonomous braking. It also comes with a blind spot monitor and rear cross traffic alert. And the best part of all is that you get all of these even in the lowest variant at 79,000 ringgit. I think that's quite a good deal. And you know what? I think by far the biggest change on the exterior, aside from its new good looks, are the proportions. Because it has a slightly stretched out boot now, and this kink here by the side windows, which are less steep, the car just looks a lot more balanced, more proportionate. And just to keep up with the trends, they've even given it a floating roof effect. Before, the old Almera would blend in anonymously in a sea of cars. But I think now we can all agree that it'll stand out. In fact, when I showed it off to my friends over the weekend, everyone had the same reaction. Huh? This is the new Almera? It does seem like they've given a lot more thought in designing this new car, to a point that they probably forgot to design an engine cover to cover the mess in front. The only criticism I have on this entire exterior is this section right here. Check out this incomplete patch of paintwork. I mean, I'm not expecting it to be covered with Alcantara or suede material, but at least don't make it look incomplete, because it's actually quite obvious when you're walking along the side of the car. That's not a really nice view, is it? Like I said, they're really keeping up with the trends now. You get a flat bottom steering wheel, which I think looks really good. And in this highest variant VLT model, you also get cruise control. Over here, you have an 8-inch touchscreen display linked to 6 speakers with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and it also displays various angles on the outside of the car with the cameras mounted on the side mirrors. Up front here, you have a semi-digital instrument cluster, semi because it's only half of the instrument panel. Weirdly enough, it looks very similar to the one in the new city. Did Honda and Nissan's designers meet up to brainstorm ideas? They've completely changed the aircon control panel as well. Before, it was just round and had all the controls around it, like that old Nokia phone. The difference between the old and this new one is just night and day. It's still very functional, but a lot more upmarket without being pretentious. And I especially like these carbon fiber light finishing on the door panel and the instrument panel. It's actually quite youthful. Now that I've got the driver's seat in my driving position, let's go check out the rear leg room. Just check out all this leg and knee room over here. Although, if you're taller than 180 centimeters, it might ruin your precious hairdo. Compared to the previous model, you now get a rear USB port and pockets by the door panel. Although, still no rear aircon vents. Hoping to see that in the next model, Nissan. I think with the way the Almera is right now, it's no longer just the first affordable Japanese car that people buy for basic A to B purposes. It's much more than that, with its new upmarket design, improved refinement, performance, handling, and even safety. And with the City, the Vios, the Mazda 2 dominating this segment for years, it's nice to see the Almera elevating its status and giving those guys a good fight. Personally, that's the kind of competition and even diversity that I like to see. And for those of y'all who have been begging your parents for the Civic Turbo but they've been rejecting you because it costs too much, well, now you have a new, affordable, turbocharged proposal for them. So, is this car for you? If you're not one of the thousands who have already been sold by the Proton X50 and you still believe in the merits and fun even of driving a compact sedan, then this should be under your radar at the very least. If not, you've probably already booked the X50. For more information on the all-new Nissan Almera, do log on to AutoBuzz.my. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, share it, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon for the latest notifications on our newest videos.